The archaeological research and the excavation at different places of India have proved that Indians are the early practitioners of metal art. As the civilization advanced, the alloy of tin and copper in the form of bronze was introduced and was heavily employed in Indian metal art. Bronze is the most popular metal to cast metal structures. It is typically 88% copper and 12% tin. It is considered less brittle than iron. Making bronze statues is a highly skilled work, and a number of distinct casting processes may be employed. Lost wax casting method is the most interesting and popular technique widely adopted even today. In lost wax, the artist starts with creating a wax model of the piece to be cast using beeswax mixed with the gum of the shal tree. A charcoal brazier warms the artist's simple tools.
We are making here bronze statues. So the first stage is we have to make a wax model. The wax model is the basic thing. If any statue like Nataraja or Krishna or Parvati or like a modern figures also, we have to first, the basic thing is wax model. So the wax model we have to make it by hand itself. So we are always using the fire with near us, and these are the wax. So the wax is very flexible to make it like a body or a leg, all the things. We show to the fire it's become very flexible. That flexible we can make it any models like hand or leg, anything. The wax is made up of two materials, resin, another one is beeswax. Resin means it's a gum of tree. We are taking the gum of trees. Actually it is a smelling process. So the beeswax is normally it is available. So we have to mixer 1:1. 1 kilo beeswax plus 1 kilo resin. So we have to mixer like that ratio. So we get like this type of wax. So it is very flexible and it is very smell. So one wax model is only one time. If we want like 100 statues, we have to make 100 individual wax models. So we can't make it like a mold. So we have to, all are unique statues. So we have to make a separate leg, body and the hand. We have to fix it with the heated iron. We are following the traditional way only. 1000 years before also, the same process also now we are doing here. All are done by hand only. The special thing bronze is we can do the minute things. We can show the minute things also in bronze. So in stone we can't do like this. We are in bronze statues, we have to make a casted, we have to use copper, zinc and tin. So we have to cast it like that. Sometimes we use gold and silver also. If you put gold and silver, it's very special. Stone statues, you can see on the front side. So the back side is fully flatted one. For bronze, we can't do like this. We have to front and back, we can do the minute one. So what is it, what is the anatomy and the jewels and designs. So all are we did in the bronze only. we have to put the jewels and put the face, and actually it is 30% work will be done now. For the wax model, we do only 30% work. So remaining 70s we have to do casted and did in the bronze itself, the curving and engraving works. That is 70% remaining. So the wax model only 30% work.
The wax model is then wrapped in a special mixture of sand and plaster of Paris and sun-dried.
The mold we are using two type of mold. The one is clay model, the another is plaster of Paris mold. The plaster of Paris mold, it's very useful for us because it is easily dry and immediately dry also. So after 10 minutes, we have to put the iron rod of the plaster of Paris top side. So iron rod is it's very good. It give a good strength for the mold. So if you don't put iron rods, it easily breakable. So that's why we put on the iron rods on top of the plaster of Paris. So on that second layer, we have to put the plaster of Paris. The first layer is plaster of Paris, and the middle is iron rod. Then the third part is put the plaster of Paris. Then we have to turn the mold and do the designs of the wax model for the back side. We have to put some jewels, put the runners and pouring mouth also. So after back side also we have to put the same plaster Paris paste. Then we have to put the iron rod for a good strength. So after we have to put third layer of the plaster Paris. So completely it was made with the plaster Paris mold. We have to wind with iron wires. So it is also gives good strength. So otherwise it will be open. When you pour the bronze, that time the mold will be open. So that's why we winding with the iron wires. So iron wires also good strength. So completely the mold making, it will take 1 day to make it. So after once make the plaster Paris mold is ready, then we have to go for another process to take out the wax. Put the charcoal and firewood on the top of the mold. So when you heated the mold, the wax will come out on the bottom side of the statue. So it will take 1 day to take out the wax. So that the wax we get only 70%. So if you make one statue, it will take 1 kilo for the wax. So we get only 700 gram. So 300 gram it will be burned.
The melted wax figure flows out of the mold, leaving a negative image inside the hardened clay.
So after the wax model, take out the wax, we have to cook the mold for 1400 degree. We have to keep it, we have to make a oven like a bricks oven. So you have to keep it inside the oven and put the charcoal, cow dung cake and then firewood. It will take 7 hours to burn it. Actually, we need 1400 degree for temperature for cooking the mold. Because when you make a bronze, we melt the bronze, it will take 1400 degree, it's become like a water. So that's why we have to cook the mold itself 1400 degree. So both also, the bronze also 1400 degree, so the mold also should be 1400 degree temperature. So otherwise the bronze it is not easily go inside. So that's why we have to cook the same temperature of 1000, both also 1400 degree. When you cook the mold, it really looks like a red color. It comes red color. So after 7 hours, so we have to start to melt the bronze.
Bronze, an alloy of copper, zinc, lead and tin, is prepared for casting. The melting point of bronze is 950 degrees Celsius. bronze has the unusual and desirable property of expanding slightly just before they set, thus filling even the finest details of a mold. Its strength and ductility, lack of brittleness are advantages when figures are to be created, especially when compared to various ceramic or stone materials. Casting involves pouring a bronze liquid metal into the mold, which contains a hollow cavity of the desired shape, and then bronze liquid metal is allowed to solidify. The solidified part is also known as a casting, which is broken out of the mold to complete the process. Casting is most often used for making complex shapes that would be difficult or uneconomical to make by other methods. A reclining figure now lies free of its clay mold. With the wax model and its clay mold destroyed in the casting process, every lost wax piece is unique. Finishing and detailing may require weeks of painstaking work and are complete only when the master artisan is called upon to finish the face and ritually open the eyes of the piece. Central to the worship of Chola bronzes is the concept of darshan, or sacred seeing. In darshan belief, not only does the devotee see the deity, but the god in bronze sees the worshipper as well. It is believed that only when the eyes are thus ritually opened does the piece truly come alive. Once the handwork is complete, a process is often carried out to simulate a patina that would take many years to achieve naturally. One of the few differences in the technique between the Chola period and today is that in the Chola period, detailing of the piece was completed during modeling, while today more extensive detailing is carried out with a fine chisel on the cast bronze. Therefore, today's pieces appear finer and sharper in detail than their ancient predecessors. Bronze continues, even today, as one of the material of choice for monumental statuary.